Well, our second day of summer, we're here at the 22nd Street Trailhead. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Could actually start a little earlier if you got here a little bit earlier, but 6 o'clock ain't bad. We're gonna head over to Hidden Valley and then back down Taylor's Canyon and then cross the Bonneville Shoreline Trail back to 22nd Street. So a big nice loop. Take about 4 hours or so. So we should be through by noon. Beautiful morning, little light breeze here by the mouth of the canyon. And let's get on with this beautiful hike. Oh, the weeds or grass along the trail is tall as me almost. Had a good wet year, I guess, and everything's growing good. All right, we're getting up here. We gotta go to the right to get on the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, or to the left to go to Hidden Valley or Coldwater Canyon, or the Indian Trail, which goes up Ogden Canyon. But we're gonna take a ride up here and we're gonna head up over this mountain and head towards Hidden Valley. All right, we're up here. There's Ogden Canyon over here and the artificial waterfall and the pipe that goes across the canyon, and then the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. We went on that one just a couple weeks ago, heading north. And the construction, more condos or whatever at the mouth of the canyon, and then Rainbow Gardens. Oh, here we are at the trail junction. Right here on the right is where we cut over and head to Hidden Valley. We're at 0.62 miles from the parking lot. It's about 6/10 of a mile to the trail. And there's the valley. Sun's just starting to peek out over there. But let's head up the Hidden Valley Trail. Alright, it's kind of interesting here. Take a little break to see the light from the canyon start to light up a narrow little swath right down to the Ogden Airport, kind of downtown Ogden. So it seems like downtown Ogden is right where the sun is shining in the spring. That's kind of cool. Maybe that's why downtown Ogden's where it's at, because it had the sun first thing in the morning. All right, we're kind of heading up. We're over 650 feet, but this little edge here on this south side of this ravine here, or canyon, and we're kind of going straight up. And we'll work our way to the other side through the trees, and then we'll work our way across there. All right, here I am in the top of this valley, crossing across to the other side. Yeah, looks like this is about it right here. Looks like you can go up that way if you want, and not much of a trail. But now we're on the other side, and we'll head up this way. We're going up the other side of that canyon, and it's a nice trail up there. This time it's in the trees and the maple and such, and it's a beautiful trail. Well, we just come out of the trees from behind us, got across that little valley there. Now we're coming up on the face. Gonna be able to see Ogden. We're up above the cliffs. You can see the rocks right here just now. But below there is 22nd Street trailhead and the cliffs. And the water tanks down there of Ogden City. And we're gonna be heading over to this other side of this deal here. And the good thing is I don't have music playing on my phone because I always wear an earphone, and I'm listening to 60s music today, which is just great as we're heading up. All right, we're still plugging along. I can see the trail that I pointed out as we were going along that north side of that canyon down there that we're climbing up, and then over that bridge is the waterfall, and then the Bonneville Shoreline Trail is up there along with the road that goes along where the canal is. It looks like the canal is pretty much buried along there actually. It's not buried everywhere, but it looks like it's buried right there. And now the valley's really starting to light up, and we're gonna have a little bit of a cloudy day today, which is kind of nice. Gives a little shade. And I've got to get out to Prairie Peak right there straight ahead in the lens, and I'd like to get out there in the next couple weeks, if not sooner. All right, we're 1,053 feet now. Got a little breeze, which is so nice. Clouds out in the valley, and I'm directly above my truck down in the 22nd Street trailhead. So yeah, I'm just straight up above it almost. I see 4 cars parked there on the one side, so it's a pretty quiet day hiking today. And we're working our way across here. There's what the Northern Trail Association does. They fix these trails to make it a nice smooth transition across this little draw here. Now you come to a spot here, and if you want to, you can go straight up this little draw, or you can go back this way. I don't know which way is the most popular. It almost looks like straight up is more popular than following the trail. I've done both. I think I'll do the trail this way. It's a little, quite a bit longer, but sure not as used as the other one. Yeah, so far this year, it doesn't look nearly as used. But the other one kind of just goes straight up here. We'll go this way. I'm looking at my Garmin watch, and it really shows the main trail straight up. So maybe I'll go ahead and try it. I'll go back and just head up that trail, because this one sure doesn't look used. It's like we'll see what it's like. Last time I came up here, I went up the cross thing, but we'll head up this deal. It's a little more uphill. Well, we're still doing this climb up this mountain instead of taking the little switchback, and it is quite a climb because it's not switchback, it's just straight up. So there are 2 ways. This is the harder way. If you're working on your lungs and such, this might be a good way to go. Otherwise, go to the other way. All right, we're still going up. This is the longest straight up draw in the world. All right, we're finally here. So there's the gully straight up, and here's the switchback way. Switchback looks like it's been used a little bit this way, but this is
I like this way better. Might be a little bit longer, but it's not as quite as hard. It's going straight up. And I've taken the switchback the last couple times, and I think I just do the switchback next time. Let's continue down the trail, up the trail. We're here to this point. I usually come over here and sit down on the rock for a second. Maybe I'll get a little drink. We're at an hour and 14 minutes to here. My picture taking slows us down a little bit. At least that's what I call it, picture taking. Another name for it is I want to catch my breath and get my heart rate down just a little bit. So I use picture taking as an excuse. And there's the condos down there where I started yesterday for a for Waterfall Canyon hike yesterday, about this time yesterday morning. What a beautiful day in Ogden. Got clouds. And we're going to be heading up here towards Hidden Valley. There's a valley up in there, and it's kind of hidden. We're heading up this north side of this canyon here. We won't be going over to the other side because Hidden Valley's up here at the top of this. But it's a nice little climb again. We're at 1,539 feet right now for the day. Now we're up in the trees, up in the valley here. It's a beautiful hike. Lots of shade. Trail is just smooth as can be and just not rocky or anything. It's just a beautiful trail. All right, we're still going up. It's quite a climb through Hidden Valley here. All right, we're getting up here. I can see, I think that's Allen Peak right there, which is just north of Mount Ogden. But we're getting close. We're hiking in this valley here, and it's definitely hidden. Well, it's leveled out here, and we're almost to the little monument here at Hidden Valley. A lot of little flat spots here, places to probably camp back in there. Looks like a trail. So if you want to come up here and camp, here's another spot right over here. You can camp right here if you want to. Not exactly 200 feet off the trail, but... And here we come out. We're at an hour and 49 minutes right now. As we come out here to the Mount Ogden up here and Allen Peak, and this little monument that just seems to keep growing. And it's a pretty quiet day out here. Not too many people hiking on a Wednesday. Still got a lot of snow over there. And then out here to the right, we have Malin's Peak over here. Another fun place. Looks like there's a little trail over here to go out to the see Ogden Valley that way. But we've taken a 15-minute break here at the Rock Mound, and we're gonna head down and finish our hike.
as we go down towards Taylor Canyon. All right, well, we're about 2,000, maybe 2,100 feet up there, and we're heading down. So a good 2,000 foot climb, and we'll head down. I don't know if it'll take us 2 hours to get back this way, or it'd been 2 hours back the other way, but we'll try this. It might be 2.5 hours back this way. The trail's a little rougher, and but it's spring and this is the first time. Let's do the loop this time. Maybe next time we'll do up and back. One of these times I need to do like Bryce did. Start at 22nd Street, go up here, come down here, then go down Taylor's Canyon, and then head up to Malin's Peak and back down. Never done that one. That would be a heck of a hike. Yeah, I know the first time I went on the trail with some doctor, we came up the other way. It seemed pretty primitive, but there's been a lot of work done on this trail. This is a great trail now. That was 3 or 4 or 5 years ago I went with him. But yeah, there's been a lot of work done on this trail, and it's a very nice trail now, actually. So we do have some places. It's not like the trail coming up. You got to work down through some rocks and stuff, and I'm just showing the trail. It's going straight down here, and so we have to negotiate little rocks. But I'm gonna put my camera down and head down to this rock here, and you do that just a little bit. Okay, we've come from over there and we're starting to circle around the top of the valley here. And we're coming down, and clouds are kind of keeping things cool today. What a great day to be hiking. Another fun place to hike. We're at 2.47 miles right now, so about the same distance as Malin's, but the trail I would say is a lot nicer actually. So if you want to go on a 5-mile hike, this is the one to go on. Anyway, here we are. And we're going to continue this loop. We're going to go back down towards Taylor's Canyon here, down Taylor's Canyon, and then back out along the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, and then back to 22nd Street. Looks like there's a little trail over here to go out to the Sea Ogden Valley that way. But we've taken a 15-minute break here at the Rock Mound, and we're gonna head down and finish our hike as we go down towards Taylor Canyon. This is such a fun hike across this north side of the Taylor's Canyon. I'm looking down there, I still see snow up in there, up in some of these draws. So fun. This trail's just kind of up and down and all around. Not too bad, but there are a couple little spots. But they've taken pretty good care of this trail. You can see work's been done building this trail up right here.
Yeah, I know the first time I went on the trail with some doctor, we came up the other way. It seemed pretty primitive, but there's been a lot of work done on this trail. This is a great trail now. That was 3 or 4 or 5 years ago I went with him. But yeah, there's been a lot of work done on this trail, and it's a very nice trail now, actually. So we do have some places. It's not like the trail coming up. You got to work down through some rocks and stuff, and I'm just showing the trail. It's going straight down here, and so we have to negotiate little rocks. But I'm gonna put my camera down and head down to this rock here, and you do that just a little bit. Okay, we've come from over there and we're starting to circle around the top of the valley here. And we're coming down, and clouds are kind of keeping things cool today. What a great day to be hiking. All right, we're down here and heading back towards the west actually, and the trails turned nice. We went through the rocks and had to do a little climbing here and there, but just taking it easy. When you have hiking sticks, that kind of helps you. And the trail down here is just really nice and used. For this time of year, there's just more people hiking all the time. All right, we're finally down to some melting snow, a stream here, part of Taylor's Canyon. This is the first one we run into. I can hear the water running down below a lot more. So we're going to be coming into the main Taylor's Canyon stream. And we'll see how wet we get this year. Up here, looks like it's running right down the trail here. There's at least one of the main rivers. Little stream compared to some of the big rivers of the world, but it's sure beautiful and cascading down here. And then we get to cross it down here always. Got some logs to cross, and so it doesn't look too big. We can step on rocks, so we can step on logs. I think I'll do the rocks. Here we are going down the Taylor's Canyon Trail. It's really nice. Well used, not too rocky. So the trail up here at the top is actually on the south side of the mountain, kind of up high. The river is way down to the right here. You can barely hear it. So they've built this trail way up high, which makes it nice instead of walking through creeks and stuff down low right next to the river. So it makes a fun trail actually. And it's such a fun trail that, you know, hike up here and hike back down. Just hike up to the top of Taylor Canyon and back down is a fun hike too. And lots of fun yellow flowers along the way. Just beautiful.
right, we're getting down here to where you see the large rock formations and stuff. Trail's still great. It was a little slippery in a spot. You got to be careful. You'll slip and fall on your butt and break your tailbone. But it was only a bit, only once or twice. Now we're heading down a little bit more. All right, here we are. Here's the Ogden City. Some kind of a water tank or something where the water is put in pipes. There's wooden pipes that are buried all along here. They stick out every once in a while, but that's from a long time ago. Those have since been fallen into disuse, but the water in these canyons was pretty important for the early pioneers or early residences of Ogden. I don't know what time frame those pipes would have been used. And here we got another river on the south side of us, so we're going to be having two rivers come together down here. And here's a little bit of a river coming out of the ground. This is always a spring right here, and this might have been where that Ogden City water deal was. They were probably getting water out of this spring 50, 100 years ago, whatever, and it's still here. Water's still coming out of the ground. What's interesting is there's no place on the right side of us where there can be water. So some way, either that river that was on our right side went into the mountain, or I don't know where it went. I'm gonna have to explore that, because it was definitely on the right hand side of us and we never crossed the river coming down. And now the main river is on the left side of us. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I can't imagine that river completely going underground and disappearing. Although rivers seem to do that, but that was a pretty dang good river. And for it to disappear like that is somewhat crazy. All right, I'm looking at my Garmin watch, and it shows that river still over there on the right hand side of me, and it's called Taylor's Creek. So we're going to eventually come across the river on the right hand side, and it's going to merge with this one over here on the left hand side, which is called, I don't have a name for it just yet, but there's definitely two rivers in this canyon that come together down here somewhere. All right, here we come down to the creek. Oh, and here's a spot where you can see that pipe. So that manhole that was probably where a spring was had pipes coming out of it, I believe. And you can see there's a wooden pipe here and moss growing on it, and then the wires right here, and it heads down, right down the canyon. And we're gonna cross this canyon somewhere. And those two rivers will merge somewhere down here. Made it across and fell down here in this slippery stuff, but I'm okay. It's not a little runner. Well, a girl running just passed me, so she started at 22nd Street. And I don't know if the creeks have merged yet, but here's a nice little bridge. They may merge down below, I don't know. I fell down and got a little scrape on my arm as I fell. It wasn't a hard fall, but enough to scrape my arm. Forgot to bring my first aid kit. So I'll put my first aid kit together again. Make sure it's in my backpack for the next trip.
Well, here we are at the Maylands Peak cutoff, and those rivers must have merged up here. And someday I'll just head right up there and do that hike, and that'll take another while. But this time we're just going to do our loop. But I think that'd be fun to be able to do both on the same day. Oh, there's places you can hike and be off the river. After what I hiked through yesterday down Waterfall Canyon, a little water on your shoes doesn't hurt much, especially if you're wearing wool darn tough socks. They just are such great socks to wear. I love my darn tough wool socks. Of course, when I was a kid, younger, it seemed like all we wore was cotton socks or whatever. And now they have that great wool from those sheep over in Australia or somewhere. I can't remember. So pretty, this rushing stream, and hiking by it is so nice. We're down to the north trail or the south trail of Taylor's Canyon. Another bridge that's been rebuilt. It's in great condition. We're going to take the north trail, which is our standard trail for going up to Maylands. We'll take this trail down, and then we'll hook in with the Bonneville Shoreline Trail and head north to the 22nd Street trailhead. And that will complete our hike today. All right, here we're coming out to the valley, and you can see here's that wooden pipe, at least the metal part of it, and then there's the concrete pipe as well. So the metal pipes are the concrete pipe and the wooden pipe, they're right next to each other. Don't know what the time frame of those pipes are, but there they are. And the trail's right here where the pipes were. That would have been a tough thing to put in back in the day. I'm sure they had backhoes back in those days. A lot of pick work, hard work. I didn't see the pipe here, but I'm looking down there, and it looks like it heads down right there. So we gotta takes a little left turn and heads down to the valley. And that was drinking water back in the day. And we're approaching the Bonneville Shoreline Trail right here. Matter of fact, that pipe goes under the Bonneville Shoreline right there. And we're going to be right here. All right, we're out here on the Bonneville Shoreline Trail heading north. Ran into three guys, a lady and two guys, and pretty knowledgeable of the trail and fun to talk to for half a second. Always fun to talk to people that seem to know what's going on and appreciate each other as we're hiking along the Wasatch Mountain Range. We should be able to be back to the trailhead within 4 hours. And that's with a few phone call and sitting down relaxing and such. And we're coming right along. Here's the Ogden City culinary water tanks, reservoirs, whatever you call them. They're all covered. And those little pipelines that used to get water from the mountain have certainly been replaced by major water methods, with the water coming down from the artesian wells
up at Pineview Dam and going in that pipe that crosses across the Ogden River, and that water goes into these tanks. Yeah, has some great plants. All right, got a little cactus growing along the side here. They're getting ready to bloom. Come back in a few days and we'll see this cactus bloom in here. And we're still plugging along. We're getting close. This trail has mountain bikers, and once in a while they yield to you, but not generally speaking. Here's a little spot. The Bonneville Shoreline Trail keeps going to the right, but we're going to head right down to the 22nd Street trailhead. So we're off the main mountain, Bonneville Shoreline Trail. Again, it goes over close to Ogden Canyon, so to hike that, to say you legitimately hiked along the Bonneville Shoreline all the way, I'm going to do that someday. I'll start it as far to the North Ogden Canyon and head all the way to Buce Canyon. So that'll be a fun hike someday. But this time we're just going to head back down to the trailhead and call it a hike day. We're at 3 hours and 59 minutes right now, so just over 4 hours, and we'll be back to the trailhead. All right, here we come to the 22nd Street trailhead, and again, you can overlook the Ogden water reservoirs for their culinary water supply. And here we are arriving at the trailhead here. And there's a few cars here now, but there was only 3 cars here when I got here at 6. And we're at 4 hours and 2 minutes. I think I was on the phone with Matt for 2 minutes, so we would have done this in 4 hours easily. So here we are. At the trailhead. So that was a great hike today, and we'll be back here before too long. That's a fun trail.